TiE Delhi NCR and QGLUE, the design venture of QAI, Design-Led Entrepreneurship Awards. For this, I would like to invite the panelists, V. Sudhindra, Chief Design Officer, IBM Interactive Experience, Anuradha Sachdev, Group Design Director, Group Design Director, PIOD, Hemant Sutar, President, NEC and Association of Designers of India, along with the moderator, Shrishti Bajaj. She's the Head of Department at Product Design at Pearl Academy. Over to you all.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So I'm going to be your moderator for a little bit. Thank you for joining us. Upasna, are you there? We're still missing Anuradha. Is she joining us soon?
Yeah, I think let's get on with what we have, and Anuradha will be joining us.
Okay, super. Welcome, Hemant and Sudhirendra. Thank you for joining us again for this small, short panel discussion. But really, what an amazing ride it's been, and what an exciting vantage point to be at, to see some amazing new ventures and some really remarkable and passionate minds behind them. Before we sort of go on with the awards and the winners and everything, I think each of the entries and participants deserve a whole big round of applause. So if you're listening in, a big round of applause and a 3 cheers to all of you for participating in, getting it there. And, whether you're at the start of your entrepreneurship journey or you're way ahead in the league, keep at it and keep going. And, it's an exciting place to be and at an excited time to be at in India. Before I go in with the winners, there are a couple of questions that I wanted to ask both of you, Hemant and Sudhirendra. We've looked at some of the interesting entries, and I wanted to know from you, what are the things that actually stood out from the shortlist? Without naming names, of course, we don't want to give it away yet. Hemant, maybe we'll start with you. Design-led innovations. You yourself are a designer. You've seen design over an entire span of your career. So what stood out for you from some of these entries that we saw?
I think a lot of the entries we saw, and what stood out was, I think the entrepreneurs took design as a system and not just a siloed function. I think each stage of their business, I think they use design to its maximum, and not just tactile and how the product looks and feels, but the process of designing. And I think they tried to solve a problem, and each stage they use design in terms of strategy and not just creating a beautiful looking product. So I think design as a whole and as a system, it stood out. I think people use design in its every function of its organization.
Thank you. Sudhirendra, what about you? Do you share Hemant's perspective, or do you want to share something else with us?
Oh, very much. I share what Hemant is saying. So absolutely, it's almost midnight in Melbourne. So if I'm not sounding really super energetic, you'll know why. So the thing is, the design as language, right? That is what I really loved about all the presentations. So it was used almost as much as like language. It was normal for them to be speaking about problem statements, the impact that they're getting in, the ideation that they did, and so on. So just like language, which is the ultimate goal for all of us. So yeah, that is what stood out really for me as well.
It's interesting that both of you are pointing out the system and the language, which essentially means that design has to be deeply embedded in the business, and the way you approach it, the way you work at it, and the way you deliver it. And I think that's something for everybody listening in. I think that's an important aspect of what makes the difference, I guess, at the end of the day, to what you're trying to create. And it's very important. I have another question for Sudhirendra. You, a lot of the organizations that we saw, the entrepreneurs, the applicants that we saw, were in the first few years of their business development, and they're really trying to see how to solve problems and innovate using design. But today, innovation is also faster, it happens much, much faster than it used to. And today we are seeing 5, 6 companies win this, and tomorrow there'll be another 10 companies around the horizon. What does it take to actually stay innovative? IBM has been around for years and innovating for years and being deeply design-led. How can one sustain being design-led while growing?
Yeah, it's actually a very good question. And so one interesting aside on the startups, right? Today's startups, and being a startup is the aspiration for some of the largest organizations such as IBM, and you name the other organizations. They all want to behave like a startup. So it's very interesting that we look at startups as people who are learning, but actually the large organizations are in fact learning from startups. I think that is really the key, because at any point in time, there is this beautiful book that talks about what got you here will not get you there. Right. So that means that startups have to realize that what has made them successful are the very reasons because of which they will not be successful after a while, and they got to realize that. I mean, that's what IBM has done. I can speak from more on IBM because I've been around, but a lot of other organizations as well. What IBM has done, what we are doing today, 50 to 60% of what IBM does today, we didn't do it 5 years ago. So which says a lot about a 100-year-old company. So that's the kind of reinvention, transformation that keeps on happening. And it is not once in a while conversation, it's an everyday conversation. So when startups can build that in as part of their whole culture of innovating and having that humility that what they have got today may not be the ones that will get them tomorrow. So I think that when they combine that with forward thinking focus, I think they will. That's what will keep them all the time busy. But at the end of the day, I think we spoke a lot about purpose earlier on. Earlier in this event, I also spoke about leadership by design and so on. They also need to have the right kind of purpose. So there is a beautiful example between. I'm sorry, I'm taking slightly longer.
No, keep going.
There's a beautiful example of the companies Disney and Hanna-Barbera. So Hanna-Barbera wanted to be a great animation company, whereas Disney's purpose or the whole idea was to be making the world a better place and a happier place. That's the way they saw it. Whereas Hanna-Barbera wanted to be a great animation company. So you can see the limiting beliefs that they both operated with. Disney said, I want to make the world a happier place, because of which I will build a Disneyland. I will build, completely different aspects, which probably they wouldn't have done if they had thought themselves as a cartoon making company. Whereas another company thought themselves as just a cartoon making company. So it's about how you're thinking right from get go. And, that's probably what makes the difference.
Fantastic. I think what you're also trying to say is that emotional resonance, that empathy with your customers, and knowing what is it that is going to make your company, business, product, service relevant to them in a much deeper way, and not just in a transitory sense, is very, very important. So Hemant, to you, similar question, but slightly differently. So just to rephrase it, with your organization, and I know that you've now kind of sold that away, but when you were working with different sets of clients and providing a design service, how did you stay innovative and relevant for different clienteles, even if they were maybe making the same kind of products or selling the same kind of service?
Oh, let me tell you an anecdotal story. I've been working with TiE Mumbai as a design partner from 2006 to 2013, I think, for about 6 years. And a lot of entrepreneurship rubbed off probably from there. And that's how I managed to sell the company. And somebody at TiE had told me that as a service business, you will never be able to sell. And I took it up as a challenge and then wrong probably. So basically, each client, we ask them, why do you exist? And what's your story? I think, and we tried to work with them as a partner and not as a client and a service provider relationship. So we understood that the client knows his business well, And we have to understand from him what he wants to do, what's his vision, and then try to support his vision through our design process. And that's how we added value to their services and products.
Super. I'm going to, perhaps we're short on time, so maybe the last question to both of you. This is a slightly broader question, I guess. One of my favorite quotes, and it's by Abraham Lincoln, and recently it was his death anniversary, but he said that the best way to predict the future is to create it. So what is the future of being design-led? What do you see are going to be the key challenges and some of the key opportunities for entrepreneurs in this domain in the future? Either of you can take this up first.
I think today we are so much privileged that we have data and analysis for a lot of products and services, and it's at our fingertips. And we can generate a lot of insights and create new products and services. And maybe with the AI and machine learning, able to predict the future. So I think we are at an advantageous state than the earlier entrepreneurs, and we should be able to mold the future the way we want.
Any challenges that you see before I move to Sudhirendra for this answer?
I think a lot of ethical challenges where machine come first or humans. I think those are big issues which we need to solve.
So we need ethical design-led practices for the future.
Right.
Sudhirendra, same question. Where do you see the future of design-led businesses, some opportunities and challenges that you foresee?
The biggest challenge I've been noticing, and I've been speaking about through my channels. I have a channel called leaderbydesign.com.au. I also have a YouTube channel on that. I think the biggest challenge is while we've moved a huge amount forward in organizations where design is such an important part of life, we probably still haven't cracked that thing where designers move the needle of organizations, where they change the very fabric of an organization. There are very few examples that still stand out, such as Airbnb, which has a design CEO, and so on. They're not enough. I think that is one of the big challenges that are there. Even now, the decision-making leaders come from marketing. They come from sales and finance. So that's not good enough. I think designers are very much capable and need to start leading organizations. That's one of the, I think, a challenge right now that is out there, and we need to take that. Therefore, there are quite a few opportunities. The same point that Hemant's saying, and I'll see it in a flip side of it, is that technology is also posing a huge amount of threat. So Yuval Harari and a lot of others are speaking about the way the world is going to change, and which is so real, right? So the digital dictatorship that can come in and so on. So I think designers have a real role to actually change the narrative to something much more positive, using technology to actually change the world for the better, to create a preferred future. So that that preferred future becomes real, and take the people along the way towards the preferred future. I think that's the opportunity, and also in a way a responsibility, I guess, for designers. So that's where my head is at.
Fabulous. Opportunity and challenges. And I feel that a lot of the designers the design entrepreneurs that we're going to see in the next 5 minutes are in their own way trying to tackle both of these concerns. Before we move to the actual winners, and I know everybody's waiting for the answer, for the results. So another 5 minutes to go. So one key piece of advice that you would recommend or give to somebody who's planning to perhaps look at a design-led organization, company, what would you tell them today?
I think be true to what really want to do. And I think if you know the 10 principles of Dieter Rams, 10 principles of design, follow them. I think that will go a long way. And one thing to all the entrepreneurs, I would like to say that you should measure and drive design performance with the same rigor as you do your revenues and costs. I think then you will go a long way.
designers and revenue and costs is always a tenuous relationship. We all prefer to not think about the finances, but very, very important. So Dhirendra, how about you? Take away key piece of advice for our young entrepreneurs.
So first of all, I'll ask them to listen to Hemant. Actually, that's a great piece of advice. The other thing is design is like, interestingly, it can give you results even if you don't go all the way. So, it's like the deeper you go down into the well, the water is that's much sweeter. But the top level also is pretty good. So what happens is a lot of times people are very happy getting the top surface level of water and then being very happy with it, just skimming the surface, because then they start seeing the results. It's short amount of investments and maximum results. They start seeing that, and then that becomes a habit to stay there. So absolutely, my only call for all of them is to go deeper and keep reinventing. Design. If you have a design culture, it does not allow you to rest. So just making sure that that is built into everything that we do, even if they don't see immediate results, is the one piece of advice I would say. It's actually, the reason I'm saying it is also because it's hard. So you can get the sweet water on the top is what everybody wants, and they just take that, and it's beautiful. Everybody's liking it, but the tendency is to stay there. So just the only piece of advice is don't fall for it. Go much below.
Yeah. As a designer myself, I always believe design gives wisdom, and it is life. If you're passionate about design, you see design in everything, even if you don't want to. I believe that's the sweet spot that we keep looking at and searching for as a designer, as a creator, as entrepreneurs, as anybody in any part of life, walk of life, that is looking at design integration, intervention, and culture. So a big round and thank you to both of you for sharing your ideas and your opinions here. And I think we are almost ready now to move to the announcements. Upasna, I hope you are ready. We're early actually. We're 2 minutes early. I had a queue at 7:35, but perhaps we can.
That's okay. We can roll it out, Shishi. Please go ahead.
So here are the 4 finalists. I can see everybody. Hi, everybody. So we have Design Cafe first.
Hi.
Hi.
Would you like me to give a brief intro?
Yes, very quickly. You have 5 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Shazan, and me and my partner Geeta started designcafe.com in 2016. And when we started, we had a vision to democratize design for customers, giving them access to the best talent of designers in their city, and access to products that would make their home feel larger, for designers to help them become more efficient and earn more money. And I'm just going to quickly share a deck. Yeah, can you see?
Yes,
right.
We can.
Right. So as one of the earlier, Mr. Sudhindra was saying that it's very difficult for designers to be to start companies or to run companies. I think we started in 2016, and over the last 4 years, we've been able to convince. I think we're the only private equity backed firm led by designers. We raised about 250 crores in capital in the last 3 years, and we've successfully managed to build a business across 3 cities with over 600 employees, which is built purely on delivering design and democratizing design for every homeowner in India through technology and designers. When we started in 2016, just 10 of us. Today, there are about 600 of us. We do 150 crores a year in terms of business. And it's primarily the entire business is built around design. Essentially, we allow every customer to go from an empty shell to a fitted out home within 30 days of design time and a finite 60 days of delivery time with a 10-year warranty. That's our play. But how we do it is essentially through technology. You visit designcafe.com, you meet a designer online, you're instant quote, you collaborate, design in VR, you place one order for everything: furniture, site services, lighting, mattresses, decor. You go on a vacation and track your progress on your app, and you move in 60 days later. I'm going to limit this presentation to how, via design, we've solved for the customer and the designer, right? In the customers and the designer perspective, our technology allows design in real time. So if you're designing a house as a designer, you don't have to worry about using AutoCAD. You come on our software and you can design any home in real time quickly and get your whole costing for the customers real time. The software also creates working drawings at a click of a button. So what we've done is made designers' life more about design and less about working drawings. You press a button and the whole home becomes a working drawing. It also obviously is great for us because we don't have to worry about designer errors at scale. Today we deliver 4 homes every day. So we have to manufacture that in our factory and install 4 homes every day. So all of this goes straight to a machine at the factory. It makes it modular and dispatches it. So no errors, makes designers' life easy, right? From the customer's perspective, we help customers find the best designers. So whenever a customer books an appointment online, our technology actually, like Ola, sends out that request to all the designers in the city that are with us. And the designer who's the fastest finger first gets to meet the customer. So it's almost we are allowing designers in the city to meet customers. And then our technology enables designers to work better. So this is a typical designer's dashboard. It tells a designer, how many meetings they've done, how many they've closed, what is their lead percent, what is their conversion ratio, what should they attack first. Any designer has multiple projects they're working on. Our software enables them to work smart, work efficiently, and obviously, generate more revenue for us, but also makes them faster. Through our technology, designers actually earn more money than they would otherwise. So that's the second part. And the third and most important part is for the customer. We've made their life easy because they can track their project completely online from the time they sign up, the next step, design presentation, design sign off, handover. They can make payments online. They can give feedback. Everything is online for the customer, which is very different for something like this in this segment. We have an AI-enabled chat box for 24/7 chat. And
I'm sorry, your time's up. We need to move on to the next presenter. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry
you can take 30 seconds and very quickly wrap up.
So all I want to say is that I really like what Sudhindra said, that designers building design companies. We faced that earlier, but very happy to say that we built $100 million business today, being designers in design using technology, and hope to be a unicorn soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Shazan. We can see the passion in the way you speak about your company and work. So can we have Fresh Rooms next? And I just want to say that this is all alphabetically. None of this suggests any kind of ranking at the moment. Fresh Rooms, you're next. Ashutosh, please begin. You're on mute, Ashutosh.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Perhaps we go back to the first slide.
Sure.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. And Thank you for giving such as an opportunity. By design-led design. So when we have started in 2016, we have started with the 3 people, like me, myself, and there is CTO and the UI designer. So what we wanted to develop a platform where we can the simple interface to customer, like which is the actual practical problem which everybody face while traveling. It's a worldwide problem, like and there is no platform where people can find a good place to they freshen up and they go for the walk. So the only we have the only simple one intention, that we wanted to give up best in class designs, easy to use, and it should be eco-friendly, and it should be fit and anywhere, wherever we want to do, right? So so it is like it's only designers and the my team who who worked a lot on this, on my thoughts, to create in in practical way. So this is how, like now we are creating a lot of the places and converting a lot of places to the happening places, like the in public sanitation space. So we are like now more focused towards personal hygiene, health, safety, and the clearing the spaces. So it is like like if we say, like who all required these kind of services, like the backpackers, the daily travelers who go, the relatives of the patients, do the like the COVID is happening, is there like out of. So everybody need a place where they can the freshen up and stay. So now, like with the help of designers, we have created a world's first QR code entry based POS system. And the first time in India, we have introduced smart toilets and the timer-based shower in the public area. And with the help of designers, we have created, some vending machines, where it is like, the one-touch machine. So this is all because of, we have intention to deliver to society. So like they should like it, they should use it, and again we'll get all these the whatever the efforts we have put in it come back us as a society impact. Thank you from my side, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashutosh, and good luck to both the presenters who've presented thus far. Next, we have Little Bird.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Right. Thank you so much for having us here. I'm Akshat from Little Bird. Our Little Bird was born out of a very simple reason: to provide safe growing spaces for children. In a country with the world's largest infant population, we have probably the most relaxed safety standards for kids products in India, which is extremely unfortunate. We started our journey in 2017 as a baby furniture and equipment rentals platform, but in late 2019, we pivoted towards a sales-only platform. In the last year, we furnished about 1,000 nurseries, and we currently have India's largest selection of cribs, changing stations, and some very good products for kids, and going to be launching some wonderful products soon as well. We were also selected to be a part of the Target Accelerator and hope to be in the Target stores in the US by the end of this year. Our products are broadly categorized into 3 categories, which is everyday furniture and decor, our soft products, which include mattress, cushions, beddings, products like these. And we're going to be launching a wonderful range of educational and Montessori-based toys for kids. I'm going to rush through this because time is very limited. It's very hard to talk about design in 2.5 minutes, but this is one of the internal tools that we've developed, which kind of defines our company's internal sensitivities. So what tools we use to design any product. So we work on function, which kind of defines the materials, features, specifications of a product, the form, which talks about the aesthetics, design, visual identity of each product. We're very sensitive to impact of our products and processes on the environment, and also try to include society through our manufacturing processes and upskilling low-skilled wages. And obviously for any parent, price and safety are paramount. So those are also critical for us as a company. This is a very small example of how we use this tool that we've created. So over the last year, we used our COVID time to speak to lots of mothers across the metros in India. And we again spoke to them about their sensitivity towards the tools that we are, which are important to us. So what you see on your right is a very small understanding that we can derive from the responses that we get, that safety and functions of a product are extremely important for them, followed by how a product looks in the nurseries, and then finally the price and the environmental impact that a product has on the environment. Unfortunately, social impact is not something that is paramount to most parents in India right now, but we try and cater to that through our own processes. I'd love to run you through about how we actually come to a product, what the process is, but I don't think we have time for that. So I'd love to have this conversation later with you later. I'd very quickly tell you about our team. I'm Akshat, with an engineer from MIT and an MBA from ESSEC Business School, Paris, and Kellogg Grad School of Management with over 10 years of experience in furniture and design. My partner, Ashini, is a trained psychologist with over 5 years of experience in consumer behavior, market research, and international business. This is just a little slogan that we go by. What if I fall? Oh, little bird, what if you fly? Thank you again for having us. It's been a great experience.
Thank you, Akshat. Our last presentation, Studio 34.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just share my screen. Thank you.
Just a quick reminder, you've got 3 minutes.
Yep. Thank you so much. So good evening to all. My name is Anand Sharma. I am one of the co-founders of Studio 34. Studio 34 is mainstream industrial design consultancy based out of IMT Manesar, and we specialize particularly in automotive design. So we are actually one of the main, I would say, first mainstream automotive design consultancy of India, catering to almost all the OEMs in India and some of them outside India as well. So Studio 34 has a very vibrant and enthusiastic team of designers, engineers, modelers, working together. So this is a co-founding team of myself and 3 of my partners who studied together in Italy, and then came up with this idea of this venture, creating a design culture in the automotive sector, in India. We have a very senior advisory international expert panel, which comes along as good experience to deal with complex projects and high-ticket projects that we deal with. Some of the customers that we work with, a lot of them, Indian OEMs, and a lot of them international OEMs. So Skoda, Volkswagen, Mercedes, Toyota, Ford, all of them being some of our prime customers. And we also cater to tier 1 and independent customer groups. Brief idea about our design teams, how they are segregated. So we have a specialized conceptualization team, we have a digital translation team, we have a prototyping clay modeling team, and then we have a team which specifically works on the design research aspect of every project, which we call Cultural Innovation Lab. And the areas of services that we cater to is automotive design, be it from bicycle to a railway, bus, truck, 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler. And then we talk about product design. Then in product design, we are catering to all electronics, consumer electronics, furniture, home appliances, and all these things. And then again, taking it forward to digital translation, and then eventually delivering a prototype or a physical mock-up, life-size mock-up of that product, what we design for our customers. So, I would skip that. As I spoke of the design research aspect, so we particularly jump into the the cultural influence of our customers, how they actually perceive and buy products. So based on that, we take our approach. We have state-of-the-art facility based out of Manesar, where we have one of its kind facility having all these profound skill sets and the equipment under one roof. So taking a product right from a concept to a 1:1 life-size prototype. So we use multiple processes that are there, required for achieving this kind of a complex product. And then we are working on our own innovative products, which come with profound engineering and creative experience. involving color and trim design, materials, finishes, all these, the additive manufacturing. And based on that, we deliver these kind of prototypes. So some of the projects that have recently been published, delivered by Studio 34. All in all, this is a very unique, one of its kind facility, and which is, purely designed keeping in, the customer satisfaction in terms of confidentiality and the secrecy that is to be maintained, given the, given the size of the projects that we deal with. So that's about it, and that's about Studio 34. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anand. I know it's very, very tough to talk about the passion in your work in 3 minutes, but you've all done a fabulous job. So, I have the responsibility and the privilege of announcing the winners. But what amazing for businesses here, design-led businesses, may I add, in residential spaces, public spaces, furniture, and automotive spaces. So very varied, very different kinds of business models, but all very, very exciting. So I hope you've got your fingers crossed and your toes crossed, etc., etc. So shall we begin? Are you ready to hear who wins? So as usual, this happens in reverse order. So starting with the second runner-up, we have a tie in the second runner-up category, Design Cafe and Fresh Rooms. Congratulations to both of you. I wish there was like a drum roll and a trumpet playing. Superb. Congratulations to both of you for getting to the second place. Next up, please get the drum rolls ready. The first runner-up, yes, Hemant, a tie. First runner-up is Studio 34. There we go. Fantastic. Maybe we can do the drum roll first and then the announcement, at least for the winner, which is kind of obvious. Little Bird. Congratulations to all of you. Fabulous. Where's the drum roll for Little Bird? Congratulations to all of you. Hemant and Sudhirendra, anything you'd like to share with the winners?
Congratulations, all of you did really well. It was very difficult for us to pick one winner. I think that's how you see a tie there. And it was fun judging all the entries, and good luck to all of you. And if you need any help, Association of Designers of India is there, and we can help you more if you need anything.
Yeah, I just want to add my congratulations as well. As Hemant said, it was pretty difficult to judge. And most importantly, I think the startups ecosystem has changed considerably. So you are actually the leaders of a pack of people who are really out there changing India in a global landscape. So congratulations to all of you. Very, very well done.
Thank you so much, everyone. It was an absolutely great experience being a part of this.
Fabulous. Congratulations, all of you. I think this is my cue to sign off. Smita is back. Over to you.